And now for something completely different.
Hey, it's Mac from Mac Reviews. You're watching this video on the couch with shirt off, barbecue sauce on your nipples, but you're still the MVP. So welcome back to Flash Mac Friday. It's back. You know, we took a little pause on it because, you know, 31 Nights of Halloween, we're taking it up, but it's back now. This is sort of a makeup from one I did previously. I never did the video review for. Now I'm thinking about it, I never did a video review of Like Mike, so I guess it's the first time of everything. So this is Flash Mac Friday with Like Mike. Basketball. It's my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. If you know what I'm referencing, you and I are homies for life. Man, I can't believe that Like Mike is 22 years old. It's hard to think that I watched this film when I was 4 years old and have continued to do so nonstop to this day. So on this edition of Flash Mac Friday, it's up to me to see if Like Mike still holds up all these years later. Well, after another detailed viewing for the 90th or 900th time, I can say to you that Like Mike still holds up as an entertaining film. The elements in this film that make it entertaining are the characters, story, and the soundtrack. Starting off with the characters, I think that the film is written in a way that makes you connect with at least one character in the film. Of course, the two strongest characters are Calvin and Tracy. Bow Wow and Morris Chestnut had great chemistry. It felt authentic with them having good chemistry not only on the court but off the court, helping each other find themselves and possibly become family. It's very touching and emotional at times. Next up that I want to cover is the story. So I know at first glance you're right to think that a kid finding magic shoes that belong to Michael Jordan or like what Prim said in his video, it could be some Dan Montel Jordans, and getting godlike hooping powers and playing in the NBA is dumb. But if I told you that it's not dumb, you lock me up and throw away the key. But no, Like Mike makes this concept work. It makes it better because what makes the story of Like Mike work is that if you were a kid growing up watching basketball, there was always the one player that we wanted to be like and ball out just like that. And in this case, and for a lot of people, especially when this came out in 2002, Like Mike, you wanted to be like Mike, aka Michael Jordan. You know, the old Gatorade commercial, I want to be like Mike. We all want to be like Mike. And if it perfectly summed up a lot of our imagination on wanting to be like Mike and play in the NBA, be a little kid playing in the NBA, you know, dream come true. And I'm all for it. And lastly, the soundtrack is just a whole vibe. Almost every song in the soundtrack goes hard. My two favorite tracks have to be Playing the Game, and of course, We're Playing Basketball, which continues to be an anthem to this day.
Like Iverson, blow past you. Usually nothing but net, but I could go blast too. When I'm in the paint, the defense so shook, they don't know if I'm...
The only downside about Like Mike would be at times it feels a bit dated. It doesn't happen a lot, but at times it just... like, wow, you can tell this was made in 2002. Like, of course, the film was made in 2000s, like the early 2000s and such, but you can tell when this was filmed exactly. And, you know, seeing a lot of players that are either retired, like Alonzo Mourning, Vince Carter, I think Penny Hardaway was in there, like Jason Richardson. You're just like, oh my God. And it's like, wow, like this is a snapshot of the early 2000s, especially for pop culture and basketball. And also not having a Michael Jordan cameo kind of did ruin it a bit. You have a film of a kid being Like Mike and we didn't have a cameo. That's a little unfortunate. Like Mike was released on July 3rd, 2002 on a budget of $30 million. After his run at the box office, it would go on to gross $62.3 million. Overall, after 2 decades plus, Like Mike remains a cultural staple for not only basketball fans, but 2000s kids as well. I'd say if you haven't watched it once, give it a shot. And to be honest, you don't have to be a basketball fan to enjoy this film. And the final grade I'm going to give Like Mike is an A-. So let me know down in the comments below, did you grow up watching Like Mike? What did you think about it? And what's your favorite basketball team or sport? I like the way they dribble up and down the court. Until next time, I've been Mac from Mac Reviews. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Hey, if you like this video, make sure you check out one of my other reviews on my channel and stay tuned for the next one.